Force takes on Michigan today at 3:30 on 7.
Welcome to ESPN College Football, and welcome to a spectacular day here at the Big House. We're in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's the home opener for the Wolverines as they take on Air Force. Hi again, everyone. Bob Wischusen alongside Danny Cannell. Maria Taylor will join us down in the field in just a moment. We met with Brady Hoke, coming off of the loss to Alabama, and a stinging loss it was for the Wolverines. And he admitted he had to do some mental rehabilitation with his team this week.
Without a doubt. Let's remember this Michigan team had been preparing for that Alabama game since they beat Virginia Tech in that Sugar Bowl. So that's 8 months of hard work, passion, energy. And then to go out and have a performance like that was disappointing to everyone. Sometimes the best remedy for a loss like that is getting back on the field, and that's what this team needs to do. Get back on the field, make some positive plays.
And put the ball back in Denard Robinson's hands. That's what we expect this afternoon. Down on the field to take it all in as well is Maria Taylor. Maria?
Well, guys, the Michigan defense faces a unique challenge as they line up against an Air Force offense that's averaged over 300 yards rushing per game since 2010. Now, defensive coordinator Greg Madison says that his team has got to be assignment disciplined. In fact, he stressed his focus in practice by taking the ball away from the offensive scout team, guys. And he said that the defensive line has yet to play against this type of offense at the collegiate level.
Well, it will be Michigan's defense out there first, Maria, so we'll see if Greg Madison's lessons sunk in as the Wolverines won the toss, deferred their option of the second half. So the Falcons of Air Force will begin with the football. And Danny, Troy Calhoun, offensive coordinator Clay Hendricks, they bristle a little bit when you call their offense kind of quote-unquote triple option. But obviously, they are extremely run-heavy. And we did talk to Greg Madison about what Maria referred to, how assignment-heavy you have to be defensively.
If you're a defensive player for Michigan, you cannot get caught up looking for the football because a lot of the attack that Air Force uses is deception and ball handling. Where is that football? So if you're a Michigan defender, you have to literally tackle the guy that you're supposed to every single play. You might have to tackle a fullback who doesn't have the ball.
Matt Lyle with the wind at his back, sails it deep. Anthony Lacoste will take a knee. Now, Clay Hendricks was kind enough to give us a little insight into the challenges of trying to defend the triple option.
Our quarterback has three options. He can hand the ball to the fullback based on what the defensive end does. If the defensive end takes the dive, he can pull the ball now, carry it to his pitch key, which in this case is the strong safety. And at that point, he can either keep it or pitch it.
So if you're a Michigan defender, you've got those three options, the fullback, the pitch man, and the quarterback. Every single play, you've got to make sure all three of those guys are on the ground.
Cody Getz had a huge week last week, 218 yards in the win over Idaho State. He's the tailback. And instead motioning into the backfield is Tal MacArthur. He's the pitch man. And he has a first down. So just like that, we already see the challenges of trying to defend the Air Force rush attack. And it is commanded by Connor Dietz, the senior quarterback.
Connor Dietz has had a lot of success. He's a former high school state champion quarterback. He's a great competitor and a great fit for this offense, what he can do.
Right up the middle, there's Getz. He's got about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Kenny Devins was there to make the stop.
If you're Michigan, the biggest challenge is adjusting to the speed and tempo of this Air Force attack. Look at, they're already ready to go, lined up.
It's Mike DeWitt. He's about a yard shy of a first down, so the first 3rd down.
That was defensive coordinator Greg Madison's biggest concern. How quickly can they adapt to the pace? Because you can try to simulate this in practice all week long, but you cannot.
Holding, number 73, defense. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
As good as your scout team can give you a look, they cannot go at the tempo that a real team that does the triple option all year long does. So I'd expect Air Force to get a couple big plays early until Michigan adjusts.
Will Campbell called for that penalty, a holding penalty, and now a false start. That's Marcus Hendricks, the tight end for Air Force.
False start, number 85, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Odd to see a triple option team, Danny, run no huddle. It always seems as if a run-oriented team wants to try and huddle up. But obviously already up-tempo for Air Force. We expect that for the majority of the afternoon. There's the pitch to Getz. Can he turn the corner? Slips and falls. No gain on first down. Brings up second down and 15. But what about going up-tempo as a run-dominant team?
Well, you're really keeping Michigan's defense on their heels. You're not letting them substitute guys. You're not letting them get the personnel groupings that they would like. And so you're dictating things more than just reacting.
Second down and close to 16 now for Air Force. And obviously this is not their comfort zone. Needs to throw for the first time. No quarterback drop. And he picks up about 7, maybe 8 yards. It'll still be third down and long. Third down and 8 coming up.
And when you're a triple option team to run this rushing-based attack like Air Force does, you want to do everything you can to stay out of those second and long, third and long situations. You want to try to stay on beat, keep it third and short. This is not their comfort zone, like you just said.
Well protected, now scrambling, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and he's right at the first down marker. It looks like he's going to be brought down maybe a half-yard shy. Jabril Black had a chance to bring him down before he got to the first down marker. Wasn't able to do it, and actually they'll give him the spot. First down Air Force, and now the Falcons are right back at the line.
And that's why you go at the tempo, just for that reason right there. Michigan caught off balance. They weren't ready for Air Force to get up to the ball. Got caught off balance. Actually got a little break there by the referees blowing it dead.
They caught the officials off balance.
Yes,
the officials weren't even ready to keep up with the Falcons' pace. The pitch to Getz, and he is blown up. Jordan Kovacs, the junior former walk-on and captain of this defense, comes up and makes the stop.
Well, the fifth-year senior Jordan Kovacs came up from the safety position, read it beautifully, came all the way in support on the toss. He's going to have to make those types of plays and run support all afternoon.
8th play of the drive, second and long. Needs to throw. About 3 yards shy of the first down is Drew Coleman, so it will be third down and short.
And Air Force doesn't put it in the air that many times a game, but when they do, they like to take their shots down the field. That time, Connor Dietz made a good decision, not trying to force the pass, taking the underneath route and keeping them in these types of situations. The 3rd and 3 is what they want.
And they get Michigan to jump. Quentin Washington right over the top of the football. Jumped off sides. Was he drawn off, or is this going to be an Air Force first down?
Offside. Number 76 defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And Bob, you asked me earlier why they do up-tempo. That is another reason right there. Michigan's defense, they've got to get up there. They think they're going to go fast. They're expecting a quick count, and then you slow it down, and you get them to jump off sides.
That's the second time on this opening drive Air Force has avoided third down because of a Michigan defensive penalty. Will Campbell almost did it again. The late pitch to the outside, and Wes Cobb is knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark him out right at the 20. Kovacs was there to make the stop.
And if you're defending the option play, you want to string it out, make them go sideline to sideline. Don't let them move the ball up the field.
Straight handoff this time to Wes Cobb. About 3.5, maybe 4 yards shy of the first down. Jake Ryan made the stop. Already 5 different players have carried the football on this opening drive. Third down and 5.
Well, that's the thing about Air Force. They're very multiple. They don't just run the triple option. They'll run the zone, inside zone, the outside stretch play.
toss to Dante Strickland. Nothing there. Jake Ryan comes up to make the stop. Loss of a yard. And that will force Air Force to attempt a field goal.
And Jake Ryan, who just made that tackle, is a guy that Greg Madison singled out, said he has to play well for us. He's going to be on an island a lot. He's going to be an unblocked defender who has to make good decisions. That time made a great decision on the tackle, made a solid play.
In honor of the latest Michigan football legend, Benny Oosterbaan, Ryan used to wear number 90. Now he wears number 47. It was a 36-yard field goal attempt, and that is hooking left. Parker Harrington pulls it to the left, so Air Force drives just to the doorstep of the red zone, and they come away empty.
You're watching ESPN.
Denard Robinson, who ran for over 1,700 yards back in 2010, who was already in Michigan history with an 1,176-yard season last year, climbing the rushing charts, was not an effective runner at all last week against Alabama. Let's see what he does on this opening drive. Already the designated runner on the first play of scrimmage offensively for Michigan, and he picks up a yard. Brought down by Nick DiGiulio as we take a look at Danny Cannell's keys for the Wolverines.
Well, first off, offensively, they've got to take some of the load off Denard's shoulders. He cannot win a game by himself. They need to get Fitz Toussaint going in the running game, give him some help on the outside, and then defensively, we talked a lot about that in the first defensive drive. They need to stay disciplined.
Toussaint, of course, suspended for the Alabama game last week because of the DWI arrest back in July. He was to the left of Denard Robinson, and now Robinson in the open field. There goes Denard Robinson. Touchdown.
In a perfect world, you'd like to help him out, but if you're Denard Robinson and you can do things on your own like that, take it in your own hands, more power to you, but a great start for Denard. I don't think anybody needed it more than he did with a 79-yard touchdown run.
A yard on first down, 79 on second down. So Denard Robinson already with a 40 yards per carry average. And Michigan on top by 7.
Here's a look from the pit. Picks up a nice block. The center, number 52, does a great job. Ricky Barnum, number 57, right there. You saw the block by Elliott Mueller. And then Denard Robinson. Nobody is faster in the entire country.
ESPN's College Football on ABC. Brought to you by Nissan. Innovation for today. Innovation for tomorrow. Innovation that excites. Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
What is better than opening day in the Big Ten at the Big House? 239 consecutive crowds of over 100,000 here at Michigan Stadium. Tailgating is an art form outside, and it looks terrific inside, and they just watched Denard Robinson do what Shoelaces does, and that was make a big play. Well, that smile, it is so electric and so contagious. Even going to practice yesterday, you could see through the face mask from 30 or 40 yards away after every rep, that smile as it lights up practice, and he just lit up the Big House.
It really is an infectious smile. He's got such a great personality. You can see why he's able to inspire his teammates, why they want to play hard for him.
Line drive kick by Wild through the back of the end zone as we take a look at today's Air Force impact players. And they'll need to make an impact on this second drive, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Well, Cody Getz, the running back, last week had 218 yards, but that was versus Idaho State. But he is obviously a key part for their running game. And then on the defensive side of the ball, outside linebacker Alex Means. He is the emotional leader and the spark plug of that defense.
How about the mentality now for Air Force, Danny? You drive right down to the doorstep of the red zone, come away empty, missing a medium-range field goal, and then your defense goes out, gives up a big play. Now your offense is back out there already down 7.
But you do take some good things away from that first drive. You were able to move the ball against this tough defense.
A fumble on first down. Getz and Dietz were not able to make a clean exchange. Dietz able to cover up the loose ball, but it's a down given away and a couple of yards given away as well.
And their offensive coordinator, Clay Hendricks, you'll see right here, Connor Dietz just hits the fullback right in the arm, poor exchange. Clay Hendricks said the #1 rule in their offense this week, take care of the ball. Not going to like that play.
The toss to MacArthur, stretched out and tripped up. Desmond Morgan makes the stop. A loss maybe of a half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long.
And for Air Force, you just look at their size, and they're smaller than Michigan. So they try to neutralize that by cutting the defensive linemen, get them on the ground. And then, of course, they want to make Denard Robinson win with his arm. You cannot let him beat you with his legs like he did on that first drive.
Alabama, Nick Saban, their defense, did they do a masterful job of that on Saturday night? Dietz down the sideline, a jump ball, and that's good for a first down. Marcus Hendricks used all 6'6" of his frame to go up and pull in a 15-yard 3rd down completion.
So look at number 85, Hendricks, the tight end, just runs a corner route, goes up the ladder. He's 6'6", 235 pounds, uses that height to his advantage.
Toss to West Cobb. 8 yards or so along the sideline. See where they mark him out. Just shy of the 47-yard line, only a yard shy of a first down. 2nd down and 1.
Gotta be back. Gotta be back.
And the dive up the middle is good for an Air Force first down to Mike DeWitt. Toss perfectly executed again. Very close to another first down as Cody Getz for Air Force. And that will be good for another first down. It's an 11-yard gain.
When you run the option attack, there are going to be times when you let guys go free. And if you make the right read, bring them up to you, and then pitch it at the last minute like they did there, you can move the ball.
Beats off a play-action fake. Down the sideline. Wide open is MacArthur. And Air Force is right back where they were a moment ago, just shy of the Michigan 20-yard line. That's a gain of 19 more.
Oh, and Air Force showing no signs of panic. They were able to move the ball on the first drive, came back showing a lot of confidence in this drive. Nice mix of run and pass.
About 3.5 yards up the middle to Mike DeWitt. Thomas Gordon came up to make the stop from Michigan.
Once again, Air Force using that tempo. They're at the line, ready to go. Michigan's still getting lined up.
Ninth play of the drive, a blast up the middle. Very close to another first down is Mike DeWitt, about 1.5 yards shy. But here's a big play coming up for the Falcons to try and keep the drive alive and answer the touchdown. 3rd down and short.
And what's surprising to me is that Air Force is able to run the ball up the middle, not on the outside, but they're pushing around these defensive linemen in Michigan.
Flags down. False start sets up 3rd and 6.
False start. Number 28 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, Troy Calhoun at Air Force, a very disciplined coach. That's the 2nd false start we've seen from Air Force. A little surprising. They're usually one of the least penalized teams in the country. Third
down and 6. 10th play of the drive for the Falcons. On the outside, it's Getz right at the first down marker. And it looks like he's got it. Knocked out of bounds at the 12. 1st and 10 at the 12 for Air Force.
If you're a quarterback running the option and you get tackled right before you pitch it, that's usually the sign of good things to come.
Counter handoff, gets up the middle. He's inside the 5. They line Cody Getz up in a lot of different places. It seems like he's hard to locate. Thrown hard. Pounds his way. Close to a first down. Jake Ryan, Kenny Demmons made the stop for Michigan. 3rd down coming up. It looks like he's about a yard shy, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Just outside the 3.
This Air Force offense showing a lot of different looks, formations, but they're also using different blocking schemes. They've ran a trap underneath a couple times, definitely keeping Michigan on their heels.
Speed toss to the outside. Short of the first down is MacArthur. It'll be 4th down and 2 from the 4. Courtney Avery playing left corner in place of Blake Countess, who suffered a knee injury and is gone for the season for Alabama. Came up to make the stop, and Air Force drives all the way down inside the 5-yard line, and they have to settle for another field goal attempt. Parker Harrington missed his last attempt. This one a little more than an extra point distance, 22 yards out. Air Force is on the board. So Michigan on top 7-3 late in the first quarter here at the Big House. Bob Wischusen, Danny Cannell, Maria Taylor back at the Big House. 7-3, Michigan has the lead. How about the triple option on Danny and how hard it is to defend?
Oh, let's take a look at this. Clay Hendricks, their offensive coordinator, is going to be happy. You're going to fake the dive. Quarterback's going to keep it down the line. But watch about the middle of the play as we roll it. There's the fake. Fullback not there. Freeze it right there. This is the unblocked defender. He's going to come up. Quarterback draws him to him, then pitches it. But also notice this blocking down the field. What an outstanding job Air Force does. Executed almost to perfection for a nice gain. He didn't get contact till about 8 yards down the field.
Short kick down the far sideline. It's like Jeremy Gallen drives out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And college football continues in primetime. 2 games later on tonight. We'll see number 3 and number 7, both from the SEC, both with tests. Washington takes on LSU at 7 on ESPN. And then welcome to the SEC, Missouri, as they'll meet number 7, Georgia.
Georgia without 4 defensive starters suspended for this game. Missouri with that spread offense. Let's see if they can take advantage.
Air Force has run 24 offensive plays. Michigan has run 2. And the Wolverines have the 7-3 lead. There goes Denard Robinson again. Slow developing play, and Robinson loses 1.5 yards. Josh Kuzan comes through to make the stop as we take a look at Michigan's impact players, brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Well, running back Fitz Toussaint was suspended for the first game. Would love to get some carries under his belt. And then Jeremy Gallen with a huge week last week as Denard's favorite receiver. And then defensively, the former walk-on, we've seen him make a couple of plays on the defensive side of the ball. Jordan Kovacs at the safety position.
It's Toussaint last year, number 7 in the Big Ten, averaging about 87 yards rushing per game. Robinson, a little quick hitter over the middle, finds his tight end, Devin Funchess. And Funchess out near midfield before he's brought down as we check in with Robert Flores.
Hey, Bob, Taco Bell studio update. SEC opener for Texas A&M, Florida. They marched 13 plays, 75 yards. Mike Jealousy punches it in from 4 yards away. Number 24 leading at Kyle Field, 7-3, late first quarter. Bob.
All right, Robert, we've got the same score here. Michigan, though, already out near midfield with the first down. They've got the 7-3 lead on Air Force. But Air Force has moved the ball offensively. They've stalled a couple of times deep in Michigan territory. It's Gerald Toussaint. His first carry picks up about 1.5 yards. Nick Fitzgerald there to make the tackle along with Alex Means. It'll be 2nd down and long.
Michigan's got to be feeling a little bit better about themselves because they have already surpassed their rushing total last week against Alabama. Only had 69 yards rushing all last game. This game already they're sitting at 81 yards rushing the ball. Of course, in large part due to Denard Robinson's 79-yard touchdown run.
Robinson pulls it back, flips it to a wide open Jeremy Gallon, and he stays in bounds and is very close to a first down. Steps out right at the first down marker, and it looks like he's about a yard shy. 3rd down and 1.
Air Force, watch them bringing a blitzer off the outside. He comes free. Denard Robinson does a nice job just dumping it off into the flat. Comes the receiver across your screen. Good read by Denard. Good quick decision. Knew he had to get rid of the football, and good, nice pass on the numbers.
3rd down and a yard. Denard Robinson keeps it himself. That's a first down and more. And you can see the size disadvantage in the pit on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, that Air Force is going to be up against when they play a Big Ten team.
Yes, absolutely. And Air Force, what they have to do defensively to compensate for that mismatch, they have to bring a lot of different looks. They need to bring multiple linebackers, get more bodies up there. The problem with that, then you create one-on-one situations down the field, puts more stress on your secondary.
Clock winding down, inside a minute to go here in the opening quarter, and now from the sideline, Brady Hoke and his coaching staff call a timeout. So we'll step aside for just a moment.
This happy couple years.
What is better than a college football Saturday in Ann Arbor? They have packed the big house again for Michigan's home opener. And the Maize and Blue have the 7-3 lead as we are approaching the end of the first quarter. Bob Wischusen alongside Danny Cannell and Maria Taylor down in the field as well. Denard Robinson in Michigan coming off of the 41-14 loss last week to Alabama. Trying to bounce back and win their home opener today. On first down, Denard Robinson on a keeper, finds a lane. To the 30-yard line, a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Well, last week versus Alabama, they defended that zone read play so well. There was nowhere for Denard to go. This week, you're seeing the offensive lineman up front create some more space. There are more holes to run, and Denard is able to expose you. If there is even the sliver of hole up front, he can get there.
Straight handoff to Toussaint. Hard running and a first down to the Air Force 25. And that should take us to the end of the first quarter. Let's see if Michigan tries to get a play off before the end of the quarter. They'll have to hurry with the game clock down to 5 seconds. And it looks like now they'll walk off and end the first quarter on top 7-3. Well, Denard Robinson didn't make any big plays with his feet last week against Alabama. Didn't take long for that to happen today here at the Big House.
The Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Nobody does it like the 7 Action News investigators.
It's going to be a touchdown.
Welcome back to Michigan Stadium. 7-3. The Wolverines have the lead as we start the second quarter with Michigan on a march. And Denard Robinson already closing in on 95 yards rushing today, as he had the 79-yard touchdown run on Michigan's first offensive possession. And now the Wolverines have it first down at the 25. Toussaint trying to go wide. And there. He lost lost a yard. Bob Wischusen, Danny Cannell, Maria Taylor with you here at Ann Arbor. Now, based on what we've seen, there's no reason to think that Air Force is not going to be able to stay in this game. They've moved the football.
Offensively, they've moved the ball, but defensively, they're going to have to make some adjustments to slow down this Michigan rushing attack. And simply, they're outnumbered right now because they're running a 3-4 defense. They need to get more bodies involved around the football, blitz more linebackers, bring more guys from the outside, and run support.
Well, they got run support there, and they forced 2nd down and 11. Now, can their defense get off the field? Shows blitz. It's a quarterback draw for Denard Robinson. He's headed the wrong direction. So that was the perfect defensive call by Charlton Warren. Dialed up the blitz. Alex Means was there as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary so far.
Well, a lot of the story is Denard Robinson, the most electric player in the country, or one of them. Huge touchdown run, but then also Air Force. Look at their 2 drives. They've moved the ball, and they're a missed field goal from being 1 point down in this game.
Are those the kind of defensive gambles they're going to have to take to stay in the game?
Yes, you have to take your chances, but the problem with that is then you put a lot of stress on that secondary in the passing game.
Here's a passing down, 3rd and 19. And Air Force brings a blitz. Denard Robinson gets out of the pocket. And that's almost intercepted. Knocked down by Alex Means. So it'll be 4th down and 16. And this is a whale of a field goal attempt if that's what Brady Hoke decides to do. And instead, he sends out, it looks like, the punting unit. So what a job by the Air Force defense. They gamble on 2nd down, blitz on 3rd down, and as a result, knock Michigan out of field goal range. It'll be Matt Weil to try and kill it inside the 10. And the fair catch just outside the 10-yard line made by Cody Getz. We'll step aside. Air Force gets the stop on defense.
You're watching.
Michigan defensive coordinator Greg Madison spent time with us yesterday, Danny, and told us what they did in practice to try and get ready for the triple option.
Well, usually you would never let your scout team cut your linemen on defense, but they did this week to prepare for this Air Force team. The other thing, they didn't use a ball to make sure everybody stuck to their individual assignment.
First down run for Mike DeWitt for about 3 yards. Let's go down to Maria.
Yeah, guys, and after the field goal scoring drive by Air Force, defensive coordinator Greg Madison asked his defense, you've seen it twice, do you get it now? Get focused and also see the ball, which is new, Danny. He hadn't said that before.
Well, there was no ball to see for a couple of days in practice. 2nd down and 7. And now flags fly. This will be another false start against the Falcons.
3rd one for Air Force. And
False start. Number 25, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
I think we should go into more detail, though. Folks at home here, well, you don't practice with a football. I mean, what is the starting defense doing against the scout team when the scout team's out there with no football?
well, you want to make sure that you stay to your assignment. So you've got to tackle the fullback, you've got to tackle the pitchman, and the quarterback. Those are the 3 options you're going to face. If you tackle the wrong one, there's going to be one going free by himself.
Down 12, play action for Dietz, creates some space at his goal line and flips it up the sideline for a gain of about 6 yards to Chris Jordan. So it'll be...
And this is sort of what I expected from Michigan. They would struggle a little bit early on until they adapt to the tempo, to seeing the football, to reacting to the triple option, to the 3 choices. Once they do, I think their size and speed will catch up.
3rd down and 6. Dietz is 4 for 4 to start the game. And he'll try and throw for it on 3rd down again. Unless he tucks it under and tries to run for it. He does and comes up short. And right into Craig Rowe and Joe Bolden. So 3 downs and out for Air Force as the false start hurt them. And they'll have to punt it away.
That was a play out of the old Denver Bronco playbook. Fake 19 handoff, quarterback key pass left. Time Connor Dietz nowhere to throw the ball down the field, kept himself and couldn't pick up the 1st down on the ground.
Jeremy Gallen is a dangerous return man. We'll see if David Baska tries to directional kick to the sideline to keep it out of Gallen's hands. He kicks it right down the middle of the field. But Gallen lets it bounce. That's a break for Air Force, and it turns into about a 25, maybe 30-yard break. How about this change of field position? All the way down to the 12-yard line by the time it rolls dead. Jeremy Gallen allows a 71-yard punt as he let the ball bounce, and boy, did that cost Michigan.
ESPN's College Football on ABC. Brought to you by the Venture Card from Capital One. Earn double miles you can actually use. New Dr. Pepper 10. 10 bold calories, 23 flavors. And AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Ann Arbor, an old-time college town. In Main Street as well. The brew pubs, the nightlife, plenty of UM apparel as well. Time now for our Aflac trivia question. Denard Robinson has the second most rushing yards by a quarterback in Big Ten history. Who's number one? I'll have that answer coming up a little bit later on, as Denard Robinson went 79 yards for a touchdown on Michigan's first possession, but he got bottled up the second time the Wolverines had the ball, and now they start all the way down at their own 12-yard line as Jeremy Gallen led David Baska's punt bounce. 71 total yards. Robinson on a keeper. To about the 17 for a gain of 5. Nick DiGiulio was there to make the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Michigan. Fitzgerald Toussaint to the left of Robinson, and now that's Jeremy Gallen in motion. 2nd and 5 for Michigan. Toussaint bottled up. No gain. Maybe a half yard. 3rd down and 4. Austin Nicholas and DiGiulio combine on the tackle.
I think that's something to take notice of as Air Force, the defensive side of the ball, being able to go toe-to-toe with this huge mammoth offensive line that Michigan has. They're able to use their quickness to their advantage, shooting some gaps, getting in the backfield, able to get some tackles for a loss here early.
Vincent Smith now in the game. He's to the right of Denard Robinson. 3rd and 4. Big play here. Robinson able to slip one through the coverage to Jeremy Jackson for a Michigan 1st down. You know, Danny, we were watching the tape yesterday of the Alabama game, and we were wondering how much check with me latitude does Denard Robinson have. It doesn't look like there are a lot of audibles called by the Michigan offense, right? I mean, it's pretty much you call it and run it.
Yeah, a lot of call and run it plays for Denard. They, of course, run the zone read a lot, which he will read the end and decide whether to give it to the running back. But as a passer, I think they've tried to simplify things and give him simple progressions to go through.
Play action fake on 1st down. Wide open down the sideline is Funchess. The true freshman tight end into Air Force territory. Out of bounds at the Falcons 45. That's a gain of 29.
Here's a look at the play from up top. You'll see 2 receivers running down the field, a little play action in the backfield to hold those linebackers for a split second. When they do, the safety gets caught inside. Tight end's able to outflank them wide. Denard Robinson makes an easy completion for a big gain. That's the type of read. Simple 1-2. See the guy, hit the guy.
Robinson bobbles the snap and gets tripped up after a gain of 2 by Alex Means, the senior linebacker from Mankato, Minnesota. Last year, he was the leading tackle for loss guy for this Air Force defense with 9.5.
So look at the snap. Hit Denard right in the face. Looks like it might have. Sometimes as a quarterback in the shotgun, you get caught peeking. You're looking at the defense, trying to look for tendencies. I think that's what happened that time to Denard. Didn't have his eyes focused on the ball. That's why it kind of caught him off guard there for a little bit, because the snap looked like it hit him in the hands.
Air Force brings 4. 2nd down and 8. Toussaint tries a cut back. He picked up maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 7 after we check in with Robert Flores.
All right, Bob, another update from Kyle Field. Texas A&M and Florida. Aggies answer back after Florida marches down in their opening drive with a touchdown. Aggie quarterback Johnny Manziel, the touchdown run. Aggies on top 10-7, second quarter on ESPN.
Our game a close one here, Robert, as well. 7-3, Michigan has the lead, but 3rd down and 7 as Air Force tries to get off the field. Here comes a blitz again. Robinson to the outside. He's able to beat it to Devin Gardner. That's quarterback to quarterback, a 3rd down conversion. And a gain of 12 as Devin Gardner, converted quarterback, now playing wide receiver, and talking to Al Borges, the offensive coordinator for the Wolverines, yesterday about what Devin Gardner's possibility is as a wide receiver. He said he could be lethal.
Well, he's a deep threat. That's why the cornerback there, Gavin McHenry, gave so much respect. And when you've got that much room on the outside for Devin Gardner, it's an easy pitch and catch for Denard Robinson.
Gardner at 6'4", just over 200 pounds. Play action for Robinson. Looking for Funchess again. Jump ball. Touchdown. To try the point after. See if he can stretch the lead to 11. And he does just that midway through the second quarter.
Here's a look at the touchdown pass from up high. You're going to have a clear out down here by Gardner. Here's the tight end, just going to run a corner route. Denard Robinson with a play action in the backfield, holds those linebackers. That safety paused for just a split second, and then Denard placed it perfectly up high for the 6'5", Devin Funchess.
Nice when the guy that's covering him is 5'10" as well if you're Michigan. Michigan with the answer now to our Aflac trivia question. Denard Robinson is the 2nd most rushing yards by a quarterback in Big Ten history. He's chasing Antoine Randall, who ran for just under 3,900 yards in his days at Indiana, and he turned into a pretty good dual threat player at the next level as well.
Yes, he did. As a wide receiver, kick returner. Of course, probably his most famous play is the touchdown pass in the Super Bowl.
The line drive kick, and this one will also become a touchback. Anthony Lacoste takes a knee. So now Michigan's opened up a 14-3 lead. That's the cup half empty. The cup half full, though, for Air Forces. They've marched the ball a couple of times. But you wonder if maybe when they get to the red zone, if they start to get a little more frisky with their play calling, maybe even going for it on 4th down once in a while. Danny, I can't imagine they're thinking they can kick field goals and stay in the game.
No, they can't. They're going to have to get a little bit more aggressive, but I believe they'll stay patient with their play calling. They'll still do the triple option. They'll still do what works best for them.
Up the middle, the fullback Mike DeWitt for about 3.5, maybe 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Craig Rowe made the stop, and there's Troy Calhoun in his 6th season at Air Force, taking Air Force to a bowl game 5 years in a row. And that's a school record. He's the only coach in 100+ years of Service Academy football to lead his team to 7 or more wins and a bowl in each of his first 5 years. He's built a formidable program at Colorado State. Cody Getz brought down behind the line. A loss of 1.5 yards. Cam Gordon there to make the stop. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Well, you're starting to see a lot more Michigan defenders around the football. Now that they've seen some of the option, they're reacting quicker, they're getting more confidence, and their reaction time is increasing.
3rd down and 8, and this is not the down and distance that this Air Force offense is built for. Great drop back for Dietz under pressure. Throws it away just to avoid the sack. Craig Rowe came like lightning up the middle with Jabril Black. And it's 3 downs and out. First incompletion for Connor Dietz.
Well, Michigan brought a couple linebackers. When you're in a 3rd down and 8, you split Air Force out into 3 wide receiver sets. You can get a little bit more aggressive, start to pressure the quarterback, and force him to throw the ball away.
David Baska got an assist from Jeremy Gallen and really changed field position with a 71-yard punt his last attempt. Low snap and a wobbly kick. Gallen in traffic, doesn't call for the fair catch, saves some yardage and gives Brady Hoke some heart palpitations on the sideline, but pretty good field position for Michigan and Denard Robinson when we come back. The Air Force Falcon has made the trip to the big house, and the Falcon defense now has some pressure on it. 14-3, Michigan has the lead. Air Force has moved the ball in a couple of drives, but a missed field goal and a short field goal. That's all they have to show for their offensive effort, down 14-3. And Michigan back with pretty good field position at their own 38-yard line. Denard Robinson bounces it outside. Steps out of bounds after a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. As we take a look at the drive chart for Michigan, this is only their 4th possession and only 7 yards, Danny Cannell, so far. That has not been accounted for in some way, shape, or form offensively by Denard Robinson.
And this is exactly what Denard Robinson needed today. He wanted to put that last game versus Alabama behind him, play better, help his teammates spread the football around, and he's done that perfectly today.
He already has 100 yards rushing. Fitzgerald Toussaint hit first by Brian Lindsay. The ball popped out, but Toussaint jumped back on top of it. He lost about a half a yard, though, so now it's 3rd down and a long 3.
I think another thing you got to be excited about if you're a Michigan Wolverine is Devin Funchess, the true freshman tight end, already had a couple nice plays this afternoon. Boy, if you can add a pass-catching tight end to a nice running game, work that play-action pass, can be so effective.
Only a 3-man rush for Air Force. Robinson, as a result, has all day. High ball intercepted. Tipped pass ends up in the hands of Josh Kuzak. And Air Force not only gets the stop, but gets the takeaway. They've got the ball near midfield off the fingertips of Vincent Smith.
Denard Robinson, you'll see him back, drop in the pocket, survey the field. They've got 4 vertical routes. He's trying to get the ball to number 2. Vincent Smith is checked down. A little bit high on the throw, but if you're Vincent Smith, you got to find a way to corral that ball, bring it down. If you tip it up in the air, that is the worst possible scenario for Michigan. Air Force with a huge turnover.
You sense that that might have been a danger zone drive for Air Force defensively. Best case scenario for the Falcons. They get the takeaway and they've got great field position. Counter handoff to Getz. He picks up 3. Johnny Demons there to make the tackle. Sets up 2nd down and 7 with 5 minutes to go in the half.
And if you're playing a big underdog team, a team that you're favored heavily to win, you've got to knock them out of the game. You can't give them reason or hope to stick around. And right now with that turnover, Air Force feels like they are right back in this game.
Dropping back off the fake and swinging it high and wide is Connor Dietz. It'll be 3rd down and 7. We've got 2 new head coaches looking to keep the momentum rolling. Tim Beckman and the Fighting Illini go west to take on Todd Graham's Arizona State Sun Devils. Big Ten meets Pac-12 a little bit later on tonight. Illinois, Arizona State at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN and also on the Watch ESPN app.
Nathan Scheelhaus still a game time decision with that ankle. It'll be interesting if he can go tonight versus Arizona State.
Some confusion as Air Force tries to get lined up. 3rd down and 7. Not to call timeout. Dietz, quarterback draw. He's got the 1st down and more. All the way down inside the 35 to the Michigan 34-yard line.
On a 3rd down passing situation, watch the Michigan defenders retreat into their passing lanes. Gets a fullback out in front of him, and Dietz able to pick up the 1st down.
And they go hurry up. Cody gets for about 3 more to the Michigan 31-yard line. Des Morgan there to make the stop for the Wolverines. It's amazing the personnel changes for Air Force. They go hurry up, and they swap out oftentimes half, if not most, of their offensive line. And they just did it again. The toss to Wes Cobb. He's down the sideline, spins inside the 25. And that looks to be good for an Air Force first down. Looks like we've got a flag down, though. Thrown in the Michigan secondary.
Personal foul, Trippy, number 59 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, second down.
And Troy Calhoun does not like it. He wants to know where the call was, because when you're a team that likes to cut block, you're going to be that's designed. You're trying to trip up those guys, but you have to do it within the rules of football. A lot of times, if you get a lineman, offensive lineman who goes down on the ground, he'll make almost a second effort where he will use his legs to trip a defensive lineman.
Oshud Adeniji called for the foul. Play action for Dietz. Swing pass out to Cobb. And Cobb is back to the original line of scrimmage, brought down by Thomas Gordon at the 34-yard line. But now it's 3rd down and 10 for Air Force.
This is probably 2-down territory, though, for Air Force with their kicking game struggles that they've had. Wouldn't be surprised if they take 2 downs to go for it.
Dietz, a little shovel pass forward to Getz. He might have the first down. Knocked out of bounds right at the marker, and it looks as if he does move the chains.
Air Force is doing such a nice job attacking. They're going at the Michigan defenders, forcing them to make a decision. And then a nice block on the outside right there on number 6, Raymond Taylor, getting him on the ground. Of course, Getz using his speed. It's a little deceptive the way he gets the ball downfield.
First down for Air Force. Dietz fakes the pitch. And he's to the 19-yard line. A pickup of 4. Jake Ryan made the stop. 2nd down and 6 inside the 20-yard line now.
Jake Ryan has had a lot of work this afternoon. That Sam linebacker position. He's got his hands full making a decision who to tackle. He's had 7 tackles already this afternoon.
And around to Tom MacArthur. Picks up a block inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Falcons at the 7.
A nice misdirection play there by Air Force. Just when Michigan, when you thought they were settling down and seeing this option, they do something that keeps them off balance.
Fullback dive to Brome Hart to the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
And now for Air Force, this has been an area where they've struggled this afternoon. They've had to settle for field goals, or they have not been able to convert down here.
No rush as well.
Right,
You're inside the 5-yard line. Take the play clock down. I know they're a fast break team, but why give Denard Robinson an opportunity to get the ball back in the first half here with either 3 or 7?
I sort of agree with you, because they've had their most success when they've gone at that up-tempo and kept Michigan's defense on their heels. But I agree with you. You do not want to give Denard another opportunity with the football.
Looks like they'll spend a timeout here as they let the clock wind down. So we'll step aside with just under a minute and a half to go in the first half. The biggest crowd Air Force has ever played in front of, making all kinds of noise. 2nd down and goal at the 5. Dietz pitches it out on the edge. And walking into the end zone is Cody Getz with a Falcons touchdown. And that quiets the big house, and we have a football game with 1:20 to go here in the first half. What a turnaround. An 11-play touchdown drive, Danny, off of the interception. And it's 14-10.
And Air Force with a huge answer on that drive, got it down close to the goal line. They're going to run the option to the top side of your screen. Watch Connor Dietz. Fakes to the fullback, moves the ball down the line, frees it right here. Here is Jake Ryan. He has got to make a decision on who to take. He takes the quarterback. Quarterback pitches to Cody Getz. Getz walks in for the touchdown. That is another drive, the option executed to perfection. And now here's a closer look at Jake Ryan. As the ball gets closer to him, you can see him. There's a little hesitation. Who do I take? Sometimes the worst thing you can do is make no decision, which almost looks like he did there. There was hesitation. Go up, take one of them, and trust the defenders behind you to come up and make a play.
Jake Ryan, the redshirt sophomore, but the senior Cody Getz scores his 4th touchdown of the season already. Had 3 last week. Cody Getz only had 102 yards rushing all of last season. He's got 260 plus his first 2 games this year. And Air Force now has had the ball 5 times. 3 of their 5 drives have been double-digit play drives. Michigan's having a hard time getting them off the field.
They are, and more importantly, Air Force, when they have those long drives down the field, they're eating up the clock and they're keeping Denard Robinson off the field.
Norfleet, 4 yards deep, brings it out. And he gets popped at about the 15-yard line and falls out close to the 18-yard line. Connor Healy there to make the stop. Wednesdays this fall on ABC. They found their dream home. So what if the neighbors are aliens? The Neighbors, a new comedy, premieres Wednesday, September 26th at 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC.
Now here's a drive for Denard Robinson. He's going to have to execute the 2-minute drill. He's got 1:16, 2 timeouts. That is a long time. Now he's got to do it more from a pure drop-back quarterback sense, which a lot of his critics would say is something that he needs to work on. So this will be a big drive to watch and see how he responds in this situation.
And the tight end to the near side left, you can see 19 down in a 3-point stance. The true freshman, Devin Funchess, who's been a star for Michigan here in the first half. The star is usually though Denard Robinson. And he is very close to a first down. It looks like he has it. And that'll stop the clock until they get the ball ready for play. So a lot of time for Michigan with 2 timeouts. Design rollout for Robinson. Low throw. Roy Roundtree scooped it up and stayed in bounds.
Well, that was the worst part about that throw. Roundtree had to go down, caught it in bounds. You hate seeing that in this type of situation. You need to get that ball out of bounds, stop the clock.
Only a 3-man rush. Air Force plays coverage. Robinson has to go underneath. That looks to be short of the first down as well. Devin Gardner, they'll stop the clock for a moment. They might have to measure. Alex Means was there. And no, they'll give him forward progress and say it is a first down, so that stops the clock for a moment. Now the clock rolls. A half minute to go. Over the middle, Gardner. First down and then some to the Air Force 42. And now you wonder if Michigan might think about using one of their timeouts.
I'm surprised they didn't use it before the last play because you can regroup, catch your breath. I mean, that clock is running right now. You're wasting precious seconds.
High throw, knocked down by Means. 8 seconds to go in the first half. And Michigan still with their 2 timeouts.
Yep.
Had a couple of chances here to maybe call one and save some time, and they haven't. They're almost assured of going to the locker room with the timeout still in their hip pocket.
But, which I don't understand. I don't know why they didn't call a timeout when there were about 34 seconds left on the clock. They could have stopped it when they went for they got the first down. They could have regrouped and had at least 2 extra plays on this drive. Now they're going to get a penalty on it.
Well, it's a smart timeout. I think Troy Calhoun might have called a timeout from the Air Force sideline. Let's see. It's either a flag or Calhoun called timeout. And the officials, I think, as Troy Calhoun is way out on the field saying, I don't want that timeout anymore.
Right.
Illegal substitution. Number 17 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And it looks like Air Force might still spend a timeout on defense. As now for Michigan, it's about trying to get into field goal range.
And now Michigan they can work the ball over the middle of the field. They have to immediately call timeout.
Check that. It looks like Michigan is going to call one of their 2 remaining timeouts as we take a look at what is en route. College football halftime report. A good one between Texas A&M and Florida. The SEC debut at the site of game day down in College Station. And Penn State back-to-back heartbreakers to start off the season. So all that and more coming up at halftime.
Here's a look at Denard Robinson. Throwing the ball today versus Air Force. Nice clean pocket. Able to set his feet, survey the field. Doesn't have his first option, comes back. Delivers a nicely thrown ball to Devin Gardner. And then here he is last year in the Sugar Bowl versus Virginia Tech. Getting rushed, not able to set his feet. Able to make a defender avoid, throws it off his back foot.
That turned into an interception.
Yep.
Robinson with all kinds of time throws a jump ball downfield, and it's broken up, and that might end the half. The clock goes to all zeros. Do they rule that there's 1 second to go, one more snap for Michigan? Or are we at halftime? No, we're at halftime.
And that's where keeping that timeout burns you right there, because you could have had one more attempt or possibly even got a field goal.
The halftime report coming up. Air Force giving Michigan all they can handle here in Ann Arbor.
Enjoying Michigan a 14-10 lead over Air Force. Second half adjustments for the Wolverines.
I think Michigan has to get the football back in the hands of running back Fitzgerald Toussaint. Only 6 carries for 7 yards right now, but the more he touches the football, the more this offense opens up and the easier it is for Al Borges to call plays. You can get the play action game going, work on some of their playmakers outside with Roy Roundtree, Jeremy Gallen, Vincent Smith, etc. And Denard Robinson's carries go up as well. Put the football in the hands of your playmakers in space. That gives this Michigan offense their best opportunity to score.
Out to Bob Wischusen and the star of ESPN Unite, Danny Cannell.
All right, Steve, thanks very much as we welcome you back to the Big House, ESPN College Football. It's 14-10. Michigan on top of Air Force, set for the start of the third quarter. Bob Wischusen, Danny Cannell, Maria Taylor here in Ann Arbor. There are certain times where you can sense an underdog. They're a little bit of a pretender. There are other times where an underdog passes the eye test. And it seemed like in the first half, Air Force passed the eye test. This could be an interesting second half.
Without a doubt. They've gone toe-to-toe with this Michigan team. And there was definitely a point in that second quarter. It was 14-3. Michigan had the ball, had an opportunity to really go for that knockout blow. Instead, there was a 3rd down and 3. Denard throws an interception. Air Force gets the ball back around midfield, drives the length of the field, scores a touchdown. It's 14-10. You've got a ball game on your hands all of a sudden.
You've engineered a comeback or two during your quarterbacking career. So Danny Cannell's keys to the comeback, if you're Air Force, what are the most important things to concentrate on in the second half?
Well, basically for Air Force, they moved the ball really nicely the first half. So stick to what they're doing. Use that tempo, use the triple option, make good decisions, and they'll continue to drive the football. And then defensively, they need to contain Denard Robinson. If you take away the 79-yard touchdown run from Denard, Michigan is losing this game at this point. So they need to do a little bit of a better job keeping him in the pocket and making him beat you as a passer rather than a runner.
Denard Robinson will start the second half with the ball as Michigan won the toss and deferred their option to the third quarter. So it'll be Air Force's defense out there to begin the third. And Michigan, we saw with a turnover before halftime that gave Air Force a lot of momentum, great field position. They got the touchdown to make it 14-10. And then Michigan, with poor clock management, ended the first half with an unused timeout and not even in field goal range. And this Norfleet from the 6 has a lane. Norfleet tries to bounce it outside. Breaks a tackle. Hammers his way out close to the 42-yard line. That's great field position for Michigan. Brought down by Stefan Atris as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. And Danny Cannell, some important numbers from the first half.
Oh, without a doubt. First of all, Denard Robinson. We talked about how electric he can be when he has the football in his hands. Second play of the game. Biggest play thus far from Michigan, doing it with his legs.
Best field position of the game to start for Michigan at their own 42, and they'll give it to Robinson. He finds a cutback lane. Denard Robinson gets to the edge. He's done it again. Touchdown, Michigan. You can make some mistakes, and they are quickly covered up when you have a special weapon like that young man. As Denard Robinson, with his second long touchdown run, opens up an 11-point lead.
Hey, well, the objective is to contain Denard Robinson. Easier said than done when he gets in the open field. Look out, watch the speed take over as he simply outruns Air Force defenders.
Shoelaces does it again. He doesn't tie those shoelaces up. That's Denard Robinson's calling card. And Danny Cannell, a moment ago, we saw sometimes what can happen if you don't tie your shoelaces.
You keep them loose, this will happen. Defender goes for the shoelace tackle. Shoe comes right off. Didn't slow Denard down one bit, no. Claims he could beat Usain Bolt the 40-yard dash. I think it would be a pretty good race.
Yeah, he admits Usain Bolt would get him if it was 100. He'd start to pull away, but Denard Robinson now with about 100 yards more total offense by himself than Air Force has as a team. He's accounted for all 3 touchdowns.
You got to remember, too, there's football speed and there is track speed. Denard clearly has football speed.
Force answer as they take another punch from Denard Robinson. A squibbed kick that rolls down to about the 11-yard line, and covering it up is Jeremy Clark. That was returnable if he fielded it and stayed on his feet, but as a result of the mistake, Air Force will start deep in their own end with Michigan taking the momentum back. In case you're just joining us, this game is not over. Connor Dietz, 5 of 7 in the first half, and at times efficient with the pass game, but for the most part, it's been the triple option rush attack of Air Force that has kept Michigan off balance. They've had chances, and they've moved the ball. And Dietz gets it out of the edge. They'll move it again here with Cody Getz. He's got a first down and more. Bumped out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, but there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding number 73 of the defense. 10 yards from the end of the run, first down.
That's the second defensive holding call we've seen called against a defensive lineman today for Michigan, and that's as a result, the big play all the way out to the 36-yard line now for Air Force. Counter handoff. There goes Getz again. 6 more yards for Cody Getz. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Air Force at their own 42. Fullback dive for about 2.5 more yards to Mike DeWitt. Sets up 3rd down and just about 1.5 yards. For those of you who have been watching USC and Syracuse, we'll try and get you through the weather delay back in the New York tri-state area with some more football here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And it has been a back-and-forth affair between Air Force and the Wolverines. Mike DeWitt on the fullback dive moves the chains again. For Air Force, Bob Wischusen alongside Danny Cannell. Maria Taylor is down on the sideline. It has basically, Danny Cannell, been Denard Robinson that has been the difference in this game. He has accounted for 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. But Air Force has moved the football. And they're moving it again here. Low throw to the perimeter intended for Chris Jordan is incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10, but we've seen no reason to think that Air Force might not be able to put more points on the board and stay in this game.
No, they've had 3 drives of 10 plays or more. They've moved the ball very efficiently, very effectively down the field versus this Michigan defense, utilizing a lot of different looks, primarily through the triple option.
Cody gets lost in the wash and picks up about 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Frank Clark missed the tackle at the line of scrimmage, but 2 long touchdown runs by Denard Robinson. A 58-yarder a moment ago, a 79-yarder on the 2nd play from scrimmage offensively for Michigan. Those have been backbreakers for Air Force. Quick toss to the edge to Getz. Cut back. And he's inside the 35-yard line. It's another Air Force 1st down and a gain of 11.
Well, nice job on the outside by number 27, Ty MacArthur, a receiver, getting downfield, picking up a safety. Cody Getz with just a little tiny cutback, able to find some extra room to run.
Ty MacArthur was questionable with a head injury coming into today, but cleared by the doctors, and now play action fake for Dietz. Sets up, wide open man down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Austin Briel, the tight end, a gain of 17 more.
Misdirection right here. Here's a play action pass. You see all the action going to the right side. You slip out a couple receivers to the left. Air Force able to find a nice open zone.
Wrapping one up the middle, Brome Hart, and he works hard for 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7, Air Force at the 15.
Michigan's defense took a lot of heat for giving up so many rushing yards to Alabama's running backs. There were actually 13 runs in that game where Alabama's backs weren't touched until they got 5 yards down the field. Air Force is getting yards much tougher.
Greg Madison has had a frustrating afternoon trying to corral this Air Force offense. Wide open again. That's Chris Jordan. He's out of bounds with a 1st down. 1st and goal inside the 7 to a wide receiver that had barely even played for Air Force before this his senior season. Chris Jordan has played so irregularly, he wasn't even in their media guide.
Yep, and once again, Air Force shuttling in offensive linemen, 3 guys at a time, getting fresh bodies out the field.
Straight handoff to Getz. To about the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Jake Ryan made the tackle.
Troy Calhoun has an NFL background. He was actually a coach with the Denver Broncos for the offensive staff. When I was out there, you're seeing some carryover from that offense. That right there was just a strong side zone play. Seen some play action pass that has some NFL look to it. So it's a really tough offense to prepare for because you're going to see the triple option and some zone-based looks.
12th play of the drive. Getz tripped up just shy of the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal from inside the 1, the 4th drive of the game. That's been double-digit plays for Air Force, but they've been twice down deep and had to settle a missed field goal and a made field goal. Short-circuited 2 of their drive. Dietz will try and do it himself. And now a decision for Air Force. He's stopped shy. Can you settle for another field goal, make it a 1-possession game, be down 8, or do you go for it on 4th down from inside the 1?
This close down there, I think you go for it. If you're Troy Calhoun, this Air Force team, you're on the road, you're playing Michigan in the big house. What better message to send to your team? They just tried to run a quarterback sneak. They didn't get much movement up front. Air Force is going to take some time to think about this. Excuse me, I think the officials are actually going to have a conversation and look at that previous play.
Ruling on the field was the runner was short of the goal line. Previous play is under further review.
And this is great news for Air Force because it gives them almost a timeout in essence. They can come over, they can bring their offense over to the sideline, talk about it. Here's a look at Dietz on the quarterback sneak.
It didn't really even look like it came close.
It wasn't even close to it. They just want to make sure that they get the correct call on the field.
But also, as you said, gives Air Force the free timeout.
Yeah, they can go back. You can talk to your coaches up in the booth. You have a lot of time for discussion.
Do you like the decision? It looks like they're committed to going for it. Is this what you would do?
I do like it. They've moved the ball methodically all day long down the field. They've got some time to come up with one of their favorite plays. I'm sure on their play call sheet.
Confirmed. 4th down.
I like it too.
Yeah.
In their first drive of the game, they got to the 20-yard line, missed a field goal.
I mean, if you're by the book, I think you take the points, you take the field goal. But hey, there's circumstances. You're on the road. Your team's you're heavily an underdog. It could send a huge confidence boost to your team and kind of swing the momentum back to your guys.
And you also have to ask yourself this question: if you're Troy Calhoun, can my defense get enough stops that I can kick field goals and still have a chance? Well, here we go. After the review, 4th and goal. The toss to Getz. He's going to walk in his second touchdown run.
Look at all these guys inside. You're going to get everybody inside. Receiver on the outside, cracks back, nice block, and then you stretch, gets wide to the outside, let his speed take over. Great play call there on behalf of Clay Hendricks and this Air Force offense.
14-play, 88-yard touchdown drive for Air Force. And how about the answer as well after Denard Robinson's second long touchdown run to begin the second half? Air Force right down the field and a 4th down and goal touchdown. We have a football game here at the Big House.
When Taco Bell first came to me, I said, guys, I don't even eat fast food. But we created a choice with great ingredients that works for people like me. In a fast food chain,
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Chevy. From kickoff to the last yard, Chevy runs deep. Taco Bell, sometimes you gotta live Moss. And Dove Men Plus Care, be comfortable in your own skin.
The Reading Room, a jewel of a legal research building, and a place that when I was in college, I spent very little time. Here in Michigan, and they need some help to try and hold off Air Force. Let's go down to Maria.
Yeah, guys, I caught up with Troy Calhoun, Air Force head coach, before the start of the half. He said his team had to stay aggressive. I think we saw a perfect example of that going for it on 4th down. But not only that, he said his kids recognize that if they execute, that's going to be the only difference in this game.
Well, that's the reaction to that 4th down touchdown run from Troy Calhoun. And let's see, Danny, how often in the second half Troy Calhoun telling Maria we have to stay aggressive maybe is reflective in their play calling on both sides of the ball.
I think defensively is where they're going to have to get a little bit more aggressive. Offensively, they've done a spectacular job. Defensively, they could do a little bit more to try to contain Denard Robinson.
Line drive kick that goes out of bounds. So there's a mistake on special teams for Air Force. Good field position coming up for Michigan. And Monday Night Football is back on September 10th. A primetime doubleheader. It's a pair of games in the AFC. We'll start it at 7 Eastern with the Bengals and the Ravens. Then at 10:15, Chargers, Raiders. It all begins Monday night on ESPN at 7 Eastern. Last weekend, college football begins all around the country. Labor Day weekend kicks it off, but people still in a little bit of a vacation frame of mind with the 3-day weekend. This weekend is when you really feel like full-time football's back. College football Saturday, and tomorrow the NFL begins their first big Sunday of the season.
Fall weather starts creeping in. It's a beautiful fall Saturday here in Ann Arbor.
It's like 74 degrees. There's a guy that you grew up in Miami, a guy that thinks this is fall weather. You just moved to Connecticut a few weeks ago. Buckle up, fella.
It's all about layering, so I hear.
Let's see if Air Force can corral Denard Robinson. Straight run for Robinson to the short side of the field. Nowhere to go. Picked up about a half yard. It'll be second down on a long 9.
A few times this game, we've seen a few more design runs for Denard Robinson that aren't the zone read play that he ran so unsuccessfully versus Alabama. That play there, just a design quarterback lead to the right. We've seen quite a few more quarterback draws.
Force shows blitz. 3 receivers on the near side and only 2 deep defensive backs. Now they roll the coverage, and instead it's a quarterback draw. Denard Robinson shakes and bakes his way for a first down. And let's go down and check in with Maria.
Guys, that's another great run by Denard Robinson. Offensive coordinator Al Borges says he finds himself saying things to Denard that he's never said to any other quarterback. And that's saying a lot because Borges has been coaching quarterbacks for 25 years, guys. But he said Denard's his own check down. Sometimes he just looks at him and he's not quite sure what to say.
Well, Danny, this is not the kind of quarterback, though, that Al Borges is used to coaching. Again, a designed run for Robinson. Picks up 5 more yards.
And when Al Borges talks about that, typically in a pro-style offense, you give your quarterback a 3-read progression. You know, you might have a guy down the field, a guy in the middle of the field, and then an outlet in the flat or the wide flare somewhere. With Denard Robinson, you might go 1 deep down the field, a middle length route, and then you say, hey, if it's not there, keep it yourself, because he's just as good an athlete as any back you're going to check it down to.
He's his own check down. Leo motions to the near side, 2nd and 5. 4-man rush. Robinson beats it on the slant. Finds Gerald Robinson. 10 yards and a first down.
And that throw right there, when we went back and watched the Alabama game last weekend, we saw Denard Robinson miss a couple of those slant routes. You should have a very high completion percentage rate on those types of throws there. That time, able to set his feet, no indecision in his decision-making process, delivered a nice throw and a solid completion.
Denard Robinson now up to 10 for 14, 146 yards passing to go along with 184 yards rushing. Play action fake. Floats one down the sideline. Bobbled and caught again by the true freshman, Devin Funchess. He has burst onto the scene in his 2nd college game. He's got a first down out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Devin Funchess has been really solid right here. Sneaks out of the backfield on a wheel route, fakes to the flat, and then cuts it upfield. Is able to get a step on the defender, and great concentration. Didn't catch it on the first try, kept his eyes on it, brought it down. He has been fun to watch this afternoon.
First and 10 at the 13. Keeper for Robinson. Dives to about the 7-yard line. Alex Means was there to trip up Denard Robinson, but it's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 from the 7. Gerald Toussaint at tailback behind Robinson, who goes under center. Play action. Flipped into the end zone. Right up against the chalk. That's good for a Michigan touchdown to Devin Gardner.
Here's Devin Gardner at the bottom screen. He's just going to run kind of a lazy route and then slip out to the outside. Denard Robinson, play action in the backfield. And really, the cornerback bit on the play-action fake, went way too far inside. Gardner was wide open there. All Denard had to do was flip it to him out there.
Back and forth we go. 7-play, 65-yard touchdown march. Denard Robinson finds his old backup quarterback, Devin Gardner.
Here's a look at what you would call a lazy corner route. Doesn't look like he's even trying. Hey, I'll take that all day long. Easy touchdown for Michigan.
These are the types of numbers that we are used to seeing Denard Robinson produce. He was not able to shake free of the Alabama defense last week, but a little bit of a step down in terms of athlete and quality when you go from Alabama to Air Force. And as a result, Denard Robinson has put up big numbers today, has had a direct hand in all 4 touchdowns. That last flip to Devin Gardner. And now it'll be Air Force's chance to try and answer again, as we've had 3 total possessions here in the second half and 3 touchdowns. Anthony Lacoste returnable from inside the 5. Breaks a tackle. Good return. At the 34-yard line, he finally goes down, and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series heads to Richmond to race under the lights for the last race before the chase. It's win or go home for several of NASCAR's best drivers as they battle for the last wild card spot. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Richmond tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ABC.
Now for Air Force, you've got to figure in your mind you have to score every time you touch the ball. Because your defense hasn't been able to slow down Denard Robinson. If you want to stay in this game, you have got to score every possession.
Beats, cuts back. And they have the type of quarterback you would think you would want in this position. He is a 5th-year senior. Now, that's rare at Air Force. They don't redshirt players at Air Force from the athletic side. So you have to have an injury at some point where you apply to the academy itself for an extra year. And that happened to Connor Dietz. And he floats one to Ty MacArthur, who bobbles it. Somehow comes down with it, but he's got a walk-in touchdown if he's able to catch it in stride. Well, it's a big play for Air Force, but that should have been a score.
Well, you run the triple option attack. Ty MacArthur acts like he's going to block the safety. Safety bites on the run fake, and MacArthur had a walk-in touchdown. If he reels that in, bounces right off the face mask, but still a big player for Air Force.
Good for 32 yards as Getz spins for about a half yard. J.T. Floyd makes the stop. And Danny, isn't that the exact pass play that you hope at some point during the game the triple option creates?
Absolutely. You've been setting that up all afternoon, faking to the fullback, keeping the quarterback down the line. Does he pitch it to the back? And then you slip it in there, you drop back and force the ball down the field. Great play call for Air Force.
Dietz has room to run. And he'll tuck it under and do just that. Goes to a first down.
Very close. Connor Dietz, I thought he was going to run out of bounds, but cut it back up the field. Was able to find about an extra 4 or 5 yards and get them in a much better situation with a 3rd and 1 instead of a 3rd and 4 or 5.
Just shy of the first down. It's 3rd down and about a foot for Air Force, just outside the 20-yard line. Fullback dive, good for the first down. Mike DeWitt moves the chains.
And another first down. I mean, Air Force has been able to move the ball effectively all afternoon versus Michigan. You have to remember a couple things. Michigan's defense never sees this type of attack. They're used to seeing Big Ten football, 2 backs, you know, tight end, wide receiver, smash mouth football. This is a lot of misdirection, different looks that they're not used to, and it's taken quite a while for them to adapt to it.
A flag down while Troy Calhoun was trying to call a timeout on the sideline. The play clock was winding down. Well, let's see if the Air Force Falcons are granted the timeout. They are.
Air Force, they're first of the half.
So while we take a timeout break here for just a moment at the Big House, let's go back to Robert Flores.
All right, Bob, AT&T All-America Player of the Week nominee. How about Ohio State quarterback Braxton Miller? 4 total touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air, 5th career 100-yard rushing day. Only Terrell Pryor has more among Ohio State quarterbacks. Buckeyes roll 31-16. Text vote to 34763. Results Thursday night on ESPN.
Well, Robert, we might have an Ohio State-Michigan debate on this one. You got the Ohio State quarterback, Braxton Miller, with a huge day. Now, Denard Robinson's putting up those kind of numbers and then some here this afternoon as well, as he has had a hand in all 4 touchdowns from Michigan. But the Michigan defense has not been able to get Air Force consistently off the field, as the Falcons are back in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 18. Bob Wischusen with Danny Cannell and Maria Taylor here in Ann Arbor. Connor Dietz gets blown up, and the fullback dive to Mike DeWitt only nets Air Force a couple of yards. Joe Bolden was there to make the stop, but Connor Dietz, boy, he paid the price for handing that ball off.
Every once in a while, you'll call that dive, and you'll say, hey, just give it to him, almost to keep the defense honest.
Same play. And pretty much the same result. Quentin Washington and Craig Rowe sandwich DeWitt. That'll be 3rd down and about 6.
Most of Air Force's success has come on the outside when they've got to the edge and they've pitched it to Getz or used the play action pass to set that up. The last couple plays trying to go inside against those bigger defensive linemen, not much success.
Look over to the sideline before a big 3rd down and 6 play. Play clock winding down. Dietz, quarterback draw. He's got room right at the 1st down marker. It looks like he's got it. Let's see where they spot the football, but he needed to get to the 8. That's exactly where he got. And he is shaken up. Connor Dietz tried to get back over to the sideline.
Oh, that's not what you want to see if you're Air Force. Connor Dietz laying it all on the line, trying to pick up that 1st down. Took a pretty good pop. Here's a look at the design quarterback draw. Gets a nice block from his left guard, number 68. Drew Kerber finds a window, and then at the end of the play, you see Jake Ryans go at the head, rips off the helmet towards the end.
So Connor Dietz being helped up. Now, again, we talked about the fact he's a 5th-year senior. And the reason he's a 5th-year senior, again, you have to apply for the extra year if you suffer an injury at one of the academies. They have no scholarship players. And Connor Dietz, a couple of years ago against Utah, had a broken throwing hand on the 4th play of the game and finished the game. He would have surgery on Monday, but played the entire game. They said close to 70 offensive snaps with a broken hand. And as a result, applied to the academy for an extra year, got the extra year. And now with Cale Pearson coming on, backing up Connor Dietz. Dietz will try and shake it off. 1st and goal. A yard for Mike DeWitt.
Connor Dietz had to come off the field. You see him come back in now because his helmet came off. The new rule in college football, if your helmet comes off, you have to leave the field for a play. So had to go over there. Now gets to come back on after a play off.
He also probably had to leave the field because the trainers had to come out and attend to his injury. So it's a couple of reasons Connor Dietz had to take a play off. Back in there now, though, 2nd down and goal. End around to McCarthy. It's a block inside the 5. Down to about the 3-yard line where it will be 3rd down and goal. Raymond Taylor and Jordan Kovacs combined on the stop on Ty MacArthur.
Troy Calhoun said he wanted to stay aggressive here in this 2nd half.
The toss wide to Getz. That might have looked like a counter play. It wasn't designed to be a counter play. A delay on the toss. Now it's a 4th and goal at the 3. Now what do you do?
Well, Connor Dietz on that toss looked like he double clutched. I don't know if the ball slipped or what happened on the toss, but was slow in getting it to Getz, which slowed him down, took him off his track. Take a look at the pitch here. See him just stumbles out of there, double takes it, and that throws Cody Getz off the track where he wanted to head, and now Air Force going to settle for a field goal. I think because it's too far to go for.
They might not settle for a field goal. They're going to try a fake and come up short. Parker Harrington, the holder, tried a fake and got stopped at the wall.
stayed aggressive without a doubt, going for the fake field goal. And you'll see that Holder will get the ball, will run to his left, and it looks like he's trying to run the option with the kicker. But a nice play by number 47, Jake Ryan, up inside, preventing the touchdown. Here's a look at the fake. Holder gets it, runs right down the line, tries to cut it up inside. And a great job recognizing the fake by Michigan's defense.
Can the Air Force defense pin Michigan deep, though? Michigan has the ball starting at their own 1, and they'll run it with Toussaint. And he gets piled up at about the 2-yard line. Josh Kuzan was there to bring down Fitzgerald Toussaint as we go back to the studio again and check in with Robert.
All right, Bud. Denard Robinson, obviously a dual threat today. So, too, is Notre Dame quarterback Everett Golson. He has run for a touchdown, thrown another. This one to T.J. Jones. And Notre Dame leading in South Bend 14-7 third quarter.
Well, Robert, it's 28-17. Michigan on top. 5 trips into the red zone for Air Force and only 17 points to show for it. Second down and long. Robinson, play action from his end zone. Ball bobbled and dropped. Devin Gardner was there. Stephon Batts in coverage. He may have gotten a hand in on it, and now a huge chance for the Air Force defense. Yeah, third down and 9 inside the 2-yard line.
Beautiful pass breakup by number 23, Stephon Batts on that play. Recognized Denard Robinson trying to work the outside. Great play on the ball. Always scary for an offense coming out of your own end zone, backed up, third down and long situation.
Robinson out of the gun. Here comes the blitz. Throws it off his back foot. It's tipped around and incomplete. Off the fingertips of Jeremy Jackson. That was an all-out blitz dialed up by Charlton Warren for Air Force. And the 3 and out for the Falcons is going to force Michigan to punt from the end zone.
Here's a look at the pressure right up the middle. You see the routes on the outside. Alex Means, number 9, pretty much lucked his way into defending that route. Was just running after the receiver. Ball hit his offhand. Here's one more look. Pressure right into Denard Robinson's face. Alex Means at 6'5", 240 pounds. Got some longer arms. Able to break the pass up.
Will Hager up with a wobbly kick. Lets it bounce. It rolls sideways. And this will go out of bounds at the Michigan 39. Well, all in all for Air Force, it couldn't have worked out much better. You try the fake field goal, you don't get it in, but then you get the 3 and out. You've got the football back already inside Michigan's 40-yard line.
Yep, Michigan on first down. Really the critical play of that 3 and out series was on first down. They weren't able to get a 3-yard, 4-yard run to kind of buy some space. As a play caller, I think you get more conservative because you're concerned about taking a safety, what bad things can happen. Sure enough, Air Force able to force the 3 and out.
Arthur in motion, Dietz back to throw. Looking downfield, routes it all for the end zone. Laying out is Chris Jordan. And it'll be second down and 10.
Well, Troy Calhoun said they wanted to stay aggressive. They're definitely forcing the issue more in this second half, trying more chances down the field with the play-action pass. They've been running the ball so effectively, you figure one of these times. They found Ty MacArthur earlier on a nice gain. Weren't able to connect on that one.
Dietz, the late pitch to Getz. He picks up about 7.5 yards. So it'll be third down and short when we start the fourth quarter here at Michigan. The Big House saw some big plays in the third quarter. 3 touchdowns in all as we head towards the fourth. Scenes better in all of sports than the Big House, with over 112,500 here to watch Air Force and Michigan as we're set for the start of the fourth quarter, and a big play to begin it. Abashuzin with Danny Cannell and Maria Taylor. Third down and 3 for Air Force. The quick toss to the edge. going nowhere is Dante Strickland. That's a big play defensively for Michigan, but Danny, there's a palpable kind of tension here for the fans at Michigan. They're a little worried that Air Force might make this more of a game than they anticipate.
Without a doubt, I think they're tired of seeing this Air Force offense drive the ball methodically against their defense, and this is a critical fourth down. Air Force is going to go for it. I would prefer Air Force to get the ball to the edge, get somebody in an isolated situation where the quarterback can work that option read off a defender.
4th and 5. The toss. Get to the first down marker. He's right at it. And it looks like he has it for Air Force. A 6-yard run on 4th and 5 for Cody Getz with Thomas Gordon trying to track him down.
There's that situation. You get Connor Dietz working the ball down the line of scrimmage, finds a defender, kind of isolates him on an island, able to work it off him, pitches it out to Getz for the first down. That's where Air Force has had most of their success on the outer edges, working that option.
Dietz, swing pass over the head of Wes Cobb and incomplete. You know, I worked all last year with Bob Davie. He would talk about, as a defensive coach, which is his background, trying to defend the triple option. We had Georgia Tech a couple of times last year. He called it an absolute nightmare for defensive coaches. And Greg Madison in that position today to try and defend the multi-pronged attack. And we've seen
it's a nightmare.
The Air Force now in 72 offensive plays today. But I'd like to get your take in a moment on, from a defensive standpoint, what makes it such a nightmare? Game of about 3. J.T. Floyd came up to make the stop for Michigan. Why is it so difficult?
Well, first of all, we talked about never seeing it. You never see it at any time, especially if you're Michigan. The teams that you play are more bigger, smash mouth attacks, 2 running backs, tight end. And then once you practice for it, you have your scout team running it for you, but there is no way that they can simulate the speed and the tempo with which it comes at you.
3rd down and 7. Dietz straight back to throw, pops one over the middle. Looks to be good for another first down, and it is. Marcus Hendricks, the tight end, inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 11, and the 6th time today that Air Force is in the red zone.
And then you're not only not used to seeing it, but you're not used to getting cut as much as these offensive linemen come at your legs. No defensive lineman likes getting his legs taken out.
Pull back up the middle again. But for better yardage. About 6 yards to Mike DeWitt inside the 10-yard line. And Air Force gets set quickly again at the 9. Dietz keeps it. And he's brought down by Ojemudia after maybe a yard or so. Another big 3rd down upcoming now for Air Force. 10th play of the drive. Again, another double-digit play drive. 3rd down at about 3.5.
When you talk to offensive triple option gurus, you know, guys that run it all the time, a Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech, they feel if you run it efficiently, there should always be production. That really defenses cannot stop it.
Racing out onto the field to call timeout is Troy Calhoun.
Timeout, Air Force. Immediate timeout.
So with about 3 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter, huge 3rd down play coming up when we return to Ann Arbor. Bob Wischusen, Danny Cannell, Maria Taylor. ESPN college football coverage from Ann Arbor, Michigan, where Michigan has a 2-possession lead, but they have struggled even more so than you would think the scoreboard indicates with Air Force this afternoon, as the Falcons have it after the timeout. 3rd down and a long 3 close to 4 inside the 10. The pitch. Here's Getz. Makes a man miss. Into the end zone for the Air Force touchdown.
What a great cutback. Watch Getz when he gets the ball to the edge. freeze it right here, if you freeze it right there, there's the guy, overruns the play, cuts it back up in the inside, and then the heart and effort to get it in the end zone. Cody Getz has impressed me a ton this afternoon. He's only 5'7", 175 pounds. I actually got to see him play in high school, and he was player of the game in that game. Pretty impressive young man, incredible athlete, and a great afternoon this afternoon.
Now, how about this decision for Air Force to try and chase a point here and make it a field goal game? They're going to go for 2. Remember, if it's too early to try this. Dietz on a rollout. Flips it in the end zone. That worked out pretty well. Marcus Hendricks, the tight end, wide open. And now not only is it a one-possession game, it's a field goal game with 12 minutes to go.
Well, Troy Calhoun said he was going to stay aggressive. Here's a look. Play action pass. Watch the tight end crash down. Pops out in the flat. Connor Dietz, nice job. Presses the line. Flips it under the tight end. 2-point. We got a 3-point ball game on our hands.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by the new 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost, Buffalo Wild Wings, beers, sports, and Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
If you head to the Detroit Zoo when you're in the area, you'll actually see Wolverines. 11-year-old Gigi and 5-year-old Anna, who actually are shy animals that favor the deep wilderness. Well, their defense here in Ann Arbor has been a little shy at times today, as Cody Getz has 3 touchdowns, and Air Force will not go away.
Right now, the way this ball game is unfolding, we were just talking about it, Bob. It feels like whichever defense is going to step up and make a big play, that'll be the difference in this ball game. Coming to an offensive shootout.
Short kick. Norfleet steals it from Delio. Breaks a tackle. Heads south. Now he's going north again. Breaks a couple of more tackles. He ran about 70 yards. It gets all the way out to the 34-yard line as we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Some of the numbers here in the second half. They have piled up for Denard Robinson and piled up as well for the Air Force offense.
Air Force's offense, I think, has been the surprise of the game. The ability to move the ball consistently on Michigan's defense. I mean, of course, everybody expects Denard Robinson to perform the way he has. I don't think anybody saw this Air Force offensive barrage coming.
Straight run for Robinson. Lets the blocking take shape in front of him and picks up close to 7 yards as we go back to Robert Flores.
USC leading Syracuse right now 14-3 at the half, but the third quarter delayed because of severe weather in New Jersey. Here's the time-lapse video, but they are going to resume that third quarter. 6:25 Eastern Time, 3:25 Pacific. If you're supposed to see that game, we'll take you out there once it resumes. Bob.
All right, Robert, thanks very much. There's some scary pictures from MetLife Stadium. Austin Nicholas provides some pressure. 3rd down and 4 coming up as we take a look at our All-State good hands play. And Devin Funchess has put on a show at times today, the true freshman tight end.
He has 4 catches, this one for a touchdown, uses his height to his advantage, goes up and catches the ball at its highest point, just like you are taught to do. Michigan Wolverine faithful should be very excited about this young man and the potential he has.
All right, now the Wolverine faithful is quiet. They're worried. It's 3rd down and 4. Michigan trying to keep the drive alive. Robinson tries to throw forward and does. It's a strike. Jeremy Jackson able to haul it in and move the chains. That's a big 3rd down conversion for that Michigan offense.
Every time Michigan has needed a big play in this game, whether it was the first drive of the game when they needed to get past that Alabama game last week, Denard came up with a huge play. First play at halftime, they needed to regain some momentum. Comes out with another big run. That time, third down, big throw. Denard Robinson is such a central piece to this offense.
Play action for Robinson. Gets a good block on blitz pickup from Toussaint. Unloads, looking for Roundtree. Incomplete. Pretty good coverage from Stephon Batts as he was step for step with Roy Roundtree. It'll be second down and 10 from midfield.
Sometimes the best way to defend Denard Robinson is keep him off the field. Time of possession clearly in Air Force's favor.
Here comes the blitz. Robinson escapes the pocket. It'll be third down again as he's brought down about 3 yards shy by Brian Lindsay, but boy, the whole building holds their breath when all of a sudden, if you blitz and Denard Robinson gets out of the pocket, anything could happen.
I guarantee a defensive coordinator for Air Force, Charlton Warren, is holding his breath every time Denard Robinson has the ball in that pocket. He said clearly, we want to make Denard beat us with his arm, not with his legs. Of course, Denard has had a field day with his legs this afternoon.
That's the 4th time in his career he's gone over 200 yards rushing, and there's still a lot of time left in this one. Third down, though, and 3. Robinson with a cutback. He's got the first down and then some. To the Air Force 33-yard line as we go back to Robert Flores again.
Hey, Bob, Wisconsin has won 33 straight regular season non-conference games, but they're down early 10-0 in Corvallis to Oregon State. Sean Mannion to Brandon Cooks. Game day guys put Wisconsin on upset alert, and right now number 13 down double digits.
So we've got another Big Ten team that's on upset alert. We'll certainly have one here as Michigan with only a 3-point lead, but they're driving. Play action again for Denard Robinson. Wide open down the sideline, Devin Gardner. Out of bounds at about the 13. A gain of 20 more for Michigan.
Denard Robinson playing with a lot of patience, whether it's in the run game, setting up blocks, or in the pass game, giving time for the routes to develop. That time took just an extra split second to let that play develop. Find Gardner, nice touch pass down the sideline.
.422 yards of total offense for Denard Robinson. This time Toussaint caught from behind. He'll lose a yard. Brian Lindsay comes from his safety spot on a straight run stop blitz and brings down Toussaint, who has been just as ineffective as Robinson has been effective.
Yeah, Fitz Toussaint has been very quiet this afternoon. 8 rushes, only 7 yards. They have not been able to open many holes for him. He hasn't had that many opportunities, but when you've got Denard Robinson back there, well, you don't want to take away too many carries from him either.
Michigan goes empty on 2nd and 11. Air Force brings 4. Robinson floats it over the middle. It's batted and falls incomplete. Nick Fitzgerald got a hand up. Now it's 3rd down and 11 at the 14-yard line. And the way the second half has gone, Danny, anybody that forces a field goal attempt, I mean, that's as good as any defensive stop we've seen.
No, without a doubt. That's why this drive is so important for Michigan here to not settle for a field goal. With a 3-point lead, they go up 6. You know, Air Force is going to try to drive the length of the field and score a touchdown. So a big 3rd down here for Michigan.
Does Air Force bring pressure or they drop in coverage? They're showing blitz. Here they come. Denard Robinson underneath, can't beat the blitz. Now it's 4th down. And Brady Hoke will have no choice but to send the field goal group out.
You called it, Bob. Air Force brought the blitz from outside, brought pressure. Michigan had the play call they wanted. Denard was able to find the singled up receiver. Just delivered a bad, poorly thrown ball a little bit behind him. Now they have to settle for 3 points.
The junior kicker, Brendan Gibbons, 13 of 17 last year, a long of 42. This one from only 31. And he's got it. Ole Only a 6-point advantage, though, for Michigan. Under 8 minutes to go. It is officially an upset alert here in Ann Arbor. Bob Wischusen, Danny Cannell, Maria Taylor, the rest of our ESPN college football crew watching Air Force give Michigan all they can handle. They're worried here at the Big House as Air Force is about to get the football back, down now by only 6. Air Force only has 1 timeout remaining. We'll see how that factors into the last 8 minutes. Anthony Lacoste from the goal line. That's ahead of steam. Uses the stiffer. And he's banged out of bounds. Close to the 35-yard line. Again, college football continues in prime time tonight on ESPN and ESPN2. First at 7 on ESPN. The Huskies head to Death Valley to take on number 3 LSU. Then at 7:45, we've got number 7 Georgia at Mizzou, as Missouri will make their SEC debut. That's on ESPN2 at 7:45. Both games also available live on the Watch ESPN app. Dietz lost the football on the exchange. Who's got it? It looks like Air Force does.
Wow, almost a disastrous turnover for Air Force. That's the problem. When you run the triple option, you use the ball fake, the deception so effectively, but you have to really stick it into that fullback's belly. That time just got caught up, the ball hit the ground.
Second down and 8. Play action. Under some pressure is Dietz, and he goes down. Picked up a yard.
Air Force handed Michigan's defense a gift with that first down fumble. Second down unable to do anything, and here with a 3rd and 7. Tremendous opportunity for Michigan to slow down this Air Force offensive attack.
Air Force is 11 of 18 on 3rd down. Ty MacArthur in motion. The pitch to Getz. He's got a lane. He's got a first down. And that'll take us well under 7 minutes to go. A gain of 14. Now, Danny, continuing to go up-tempo here, in spite of the fact that with the triple option, you can bleed the clock down as Air Force. I mean, would you continue to keep the pace up?
For sure, without a doubt. That's what they've been doing successfully. Why change things up at this point? I know you don't want to give the ball back to Denard Robinson with a lot of time, but one of the reasons they've been able to be effective, they're keeping Michigan on their heels, not letting them substitute.
Fullback dive for 2 more yards. Mike DeWitt brought down by Will Campbell.
Here's a look. 3rd down. Even though you would expect a pass play, watch them work the option down the line. In a passing situation, they have 5 wideouts in the game, but still run the option off the end almost to perfection.
Again, it's the fullback up the middle, DeWitt. For a gain of 3 more. And here we go again. 3rd down and 5 at the Michigan 45-yard line as we come up on 5.5 minutes to go.
Let's see if they go to the well one more time. You know, sometimes it's a triple option, sometimes it's a double option. But either way, they have had so much success when they've isolated a Michigan defender on the outside and worked the pitch.
Play clock under 10. Dietz with a lot of noise. Getting the play call out. Play clock down to 2. Counter handoff. Getz broke 1 tackle, couldn't break a second. Now what do you do? It's 4th down and 3. 5 minutes to go.
You go for it all day. The clock is your worst enemy right here. You've been moving the ball all day. If you kick this away, Denard Robinson, you do not want to give him the opportunity to shut out this game.
And Air Force only has 1 timeout.
Yep, you're exactly right. They're taking this down pretty far to the play clock. There's a look at the poster boards on the sideline signaling in the play.
4th and 3. Dietz to Getz. No chance. finally, Michigan makes the big play on defense to get the stop. And it's Jabril Black out on the edge. Getting some help from James Ross with 4.5 minutes to go.
Well, for the first time in a long time, all afternoon, watch the penetration by Michigan's defensive linemen. They're able to get in the backfield, throw off the timing for Air Force, and get the ball back.
You're watching ESPN College Football on ABC, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Ever ask somebody to lend you a foot? Who thinks about stuff like that? Vince Mahe grew up on 2 continents and noticed that wherever you go, people have their hands full, but their feet free. The result? A liftgate you operate with your foot. Codename? Open Sesame! The all-new 2013 Ford Escape. It's what happens when you go further.
Okay, what are you having?
I'll have the build your own burger with sunny side up.
We were wondering throughout the second half if at some point one of the 2 defenses was going to make a big play and get a stop. And Michigan may have done just that a moment ago in a game that's not over yet. But with 4.5 minutes in the fourth quarter, the Wolverines take over at their own 43-yard line after getting the 4th down stop. Denard Robinson on a keeper. And Air Force sell out and get the football back as Robinson picks up about 1.5 yards. Who's on there to make the tackle for the Falcons? And Danny, defensively, the strategy here for Air Force, how do you play it?
You have to get a little bit more aggressive with your thinking, start bringing some linebackers, try to pressure, because you know you're going to get a steady dose of Denard Robinson. The biggest challenge, though, when you get more aggressive, you open up opportunities down the field. But you've said it all day long, make Denard Robinson beat with his arm. So there's no better way to do that. Bring pressure, corral him in the pocket, put some stress on your defensive backs, though.
2nd down and 8. Play clock winding down as Denard Robinson bleeds the clock down to 3:44 to go. And he would get to the 47-yard line, a gain of 2.5. It'll be 3rd down and 6. 3.5 minutes to go.
There was another example. They brought pressure, forced Denard Robinson to keep it because you know he's going to run the football here on 3rd down and long. An opportunity for Michigan to gamble a little bit if they wanted to take a shot down the field. They could. And this is when you find out how much trust Al Borges and this Michigan coaching staff has in Denard Robinson. Do they let him go through a progression, look down the field, read it out, or do they stay with a QB-designed run call?
Well, Brady Hoke's going to let the clock wind down under 3 minutes to go and then call a timeout.
Yep, have a discussion.
Now they'll talk things over before a big 3rd and 6 play that, if Michigan gets it, might just about end the game. Betrayed by the very nation they swore to protect, the crew of America's most powerful nuclear submarine has been targeted for destruction. Series premiere Thursday, September 27th. The Last Resort, 8/7 Central on ABC. All right, you're Al Borges. You're the offensive coordinator. Do you put the ball in the air here on 3rd and 6 to try and get the 1st down? Air Force with only 1 timeout left. And for the most part, a 1st down here all but ends the game. If you don't, you give the Falcons a chance maybe to get the ball back.
I think you try to get Denard Robinson on the edge with a pass to run read. Let him look down the field, read a couple guys down the field. If nothing's there, then he can tuck it and run. So then you kind of utilize the best of both worlds. I would not have Denard sit in the pocket and read it out.
After the Michigan timeout, can Air Force get the stop? 3rd down and 6. Robinson out on the edge. Throws one. Underthrows it. Bobbled. Devin Gardner, did he hold on? Yes, he did.
That ball was dying all the way there to Gardner on the outside. Here's a look. Denard fakes the ball underneath, gets outside. He's got the threat to run or pass, sees the open receiver. Here comes the pass. A low ball. Gardner keeps his arms under it. Nice job by Gardner. Oh, at the end, though, that ball did pop out.
Will review, budge down, and they did in time. They're going to have another look on whether or not Devin Gardner had complete control and if that ball hit the ground.
Ruling on the field was a catch. Previous play is under further review.
Well, I started singing his praises a little too early. Initially kept his arms underneath the ball, but then there was a little movement towards the end. Here's yet another look. And that ball is loose. That is an incomplete pass.
The first angle you couldn't tell. That angle's pretty definitive.
You definitely saw that ball hit the ground. It was bouncing around.
And you could hear maybe a groan in the background.
Well, they just showed the replay on the big screen here at the big house.
They showed this replay.
Yep, and the fans noticed what we saw.
And all of a sudden,
Care if it's a dive and you only get a half yard, it's worth getting that previous play to go for you. You know, Michigan was at the line of scrimmage. They were almost about to snap the ball, and the officials came in late and were able to stop it in time to have a look at this. And that's going to result in this play getting overturned.
Issues all over the country, apparently, based on weather-related and who knows what other kind of issues. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with Michigan and Air Force. A game that is much tighter than a lot of people anticipated come down to the final minutes.
And I'm not concerned about Michigan up to this point with the way they're playing in this football game. I think Air Force was a very difficult game to prepare for. You know, all offseason long, Michigan was focused on Alabama. Everybody talking about that game. They spent the spring and the summer looking at their schemes, both offensively and defensively. It's very difficult to prepare for this style of offense in only 6 days. We've heard Danny Cannell mention the scout team not being able to simulate the speed or the size in practice of what they're going to see on game day. You can't cut block. And this is an offense that really is an ultimate equalizer. It neutralizes talent. Make no mistake about it, Michigan has better athletes on defense than Air Force has on offense, but that all gets neutralized because of the scheme. I think the good news in this game for Michigan, the offense again explosive. Denard Robinson over 200 yards rushing and 200 yards throwing. We've seen Devin Funchess, a true freshman at tight end, establishing himself right now in this passing game as well. I think moving forward and closing out this game, there's some concern right now at the running back position. Fitzgerald Toussaint going to have more of a role in this offense as they move forward. When they want to run the football conventionally, they have to win this game first. They have to close it out. UMass next week, I think that's a good opportunity for this team to get that offense full go before they play a very tough Notre Dame team in 2 weeks.
But still, this is not the kind of win that's going to give Michigan all their confidence and swagger back. Maybe next week against UMass will do it, but I'm sure they were expecting more today, although tough to prepare for.
My point again, I think it's the defense really right now that has Michigan fans frowning, if at all, because on offense, they look 5,000 times better than they did a week ago against Alabama. Denard Robinson's been much more accurate in this game, throwing the football, and certainly it's a much different scheme they're seeing today from Air Force. The athletes on that side of the football, much smaller, much slower. The offense has seen tremendous improvement today. It's a very difficult scheme to prepare for if you only have 6 days. We saw Notre Dame dismantle Navy in week 1, but they had the entire offseason to focus on that style of offense. I think it would have been a similar result for this defense had it been flipped that way if they had all offseason to get ready for that.
All right, again, we'll keep you posted on the final minutes of Michigan and Air Force. The USC-Syracuse game will extend into the early evening. As you can see, they've only started the third quarter now. It's 14-3 USC over the Orange at this time. This will extend after they had big-time weather issues at MetLife Stadium where they cleared the stadium, the fans and the players to the locker room. And again, they are just started early on in that third quarter. USC out in front 14-3. So different kinds of issues. People looking for more out of USC probably in that first half.
I think a lot of fans around the country that haven't been watching this game are freaking out right now going, whoa, the number 2 team in the nation is beating Syracuse 14-3. USC has had to be very, very patient in this football game. They've wanted to establish the run at the line of scrimmage and be physical and dominate. Syracuse defensively is not allowing USC to take big shots down the field throwing the football, so they've been getting Silas Shred, Curtis McNeil involved, trying to suck an 8th, 9th defender, and Matt Barkley, very efficient, 16 of 20. The big plays will come as they run the football more in the second half.
All right, USC looking to add to their scoreboard total right now. Let's go back to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
USC leads Syracuse 14-3. 11:07 to go, third quarter. Game delayed by about an hour and 10 minutes coming out of halftime because of severe weather in the area. After an interception of Ryan Nassib, USC poised to score again. Second and goal just outside the 10-yard line. Silas Red up the middle and down at the 4. Micah Robinson made the stop for Syracuse. Third down and goal.
Intelligence at the quarterback position, not only in reading defenses to throw the football, but reading defenses to run the football. Right there, it's a check with me. He sees the strength of the defense to his left, checks it to Silas Red on his right. They have him outnumbered. They get a hat on a hat, and Silas Red north and south.
Barkley's completed his last 10, including the 2 touchdown passes. Be big for Syracuse if they could force a field goal try, although no guarantee they'd kick a field goal. Barkley zips one, and a catch made in traffic for a touchdown. Another terrific.
Glad you got to see the touchdown there. Still a 6-point game now. Coming up on the final 2 minutes in Ann Arbor. Let's get you back there. Everything seems to have calmed down. Here's Bob Wischusen.
Up the sideline, and it's almost intercepted. Jake Ryan had a chance to end the game. And we apologize. We had some technical difficulties. The tension continues to build here at the Big House. Third down and 15 coming up for Air Force.
On a second down and 15, Air Force forced out of what they normally do. Had to work from the shotgun. You see number 47, Jake Ryan, breaks up the pass. And here for Air Force, third and 15. You don't have to get it all back here. This is 2-down territory. Try to get half of it back even.
Dietz, quarterback draw. It's going to be 4th and a mile. He lost a yard and a half. Frank Clark stayed home.
Well, there's that defensive line that I mentioned at the beginning of this drive, having to step up. They got some pressure. Jake Ryan on the outside, able to take advantage of it and grab a sack. And now with 4th down and a mile, Air Force is going to need a prayer.
For Michigan. Dietz hit as the ball comes out. Greg Well picks it up, they'll rule it. An incomplete pass. Either way, it ends the game. Jake Ryan with pressure on Dietz, and Michigan is going to survive.
Jake Ryan, top of your screen, had his hand on the ground that time as they rush and made the most of it. Great move on the right offensive tackle. Able to get right in Connor Dietz's face and seal this win for Michigan. Jake Ryan, yesterday we talked to Greg Madison. He singled out Jake Ryan is a player that was going to have a big game today for Michigan. Sure enough, game on the line. Who else would come up with the play?
Bernard Robinson kills some time. He'll now take a knee. And it looks like Air Force will spend their final timeout, but that's not going to be enough. A very courageous effort by Connor Dietz. He took a pounding at times today. Troy Calhoun's team put as much of a scare as you could possibly put into the Big House faithful. Over 112,000 held their breath as coming off the loss to Alabama. What a start to the year it would have been for Brady Hoke's team if they lost at home to Air Force as a 3+ touchdown favorite. But Bernard Robinson made just enough plays, and they get a couple of defensive stops in the second half to preserve a win.
Well, this game is the definition of a trap game for Michigan. First of all, you're coming off a heartbreaking loss. You got home at 5:30 a.m. Sunday morning. You had an ugly loss, and then on top of that, you're playing Air Force, who runs that triple option so efficiently. It is just every coach's nightmare, and Brady Hoke may not be thrilled with the final score. He would have liked to have an easy win, but trust me, he will take this victory.
Takes a moment again to take a knee. Kills a little more time, loses 5 more yards, but now Air Force can't stop the clock, and that'll take us all the way down, well under a minute to go.
Denard Robinson, what a bounce back game for him. Of course, second play of the game, had the 79-yard touchdown run. Has thrown the ball much more efficiently than he did last week. Of course, rushing the ball 218 yards, such a dynamic threat.
Robinson takes the clock down under 40 seconds, takes a knee, and that'll do it. So Michigan can breathe a sigh of relief. They are now 1-1 on the season as Brady Hoke's team comes back, survives a scare, but gets a win against a game Air Force group. 31-25 will be the final. And coming out of this game, Danny, they're probably still, even after the Alabama game, more questions than answers with how good Michigan is. They are off of an 11-2 year last year and a Sugar Bowl win, thought to be a team that is going to challenge for the Big Ten title. You wonder how many of their fans right now feel that confident after losing to Alabama the way they did and almost becoming an upset victim to Air Force.
I think they're definitely going to be a little anxious, especially if you just read the box score of this game. But if you take everything into consideration, you look at the challenge of bouncing back after that Alabama game, all the emotional effort that went into that.
Let's head down to Maria.
Coach, what was going through your mind as your defense took the field for the last time?
Well, we had to get a stop, obviously, and we hadn't stopped them much all day. But, the kids, I think they really came out at series and they played hard.
What do you think gave your defense the most trouble in being able to stop this Air Force offense?
Well, I think, it's the uniqueness of the offense a little bit. I think they executed awfully well. We've got to play a lot better at a lot of different positions. I think, us as a defense, we're really just in a work in progress right now.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Brady Hoke's team might be a work in progress, but it's a lot better to be a 1-1 work in progress than 0-2. Michigan wins it. Let's go back to the studio.
All right, Bob, thanks very much. Texas A&M, they're welcome to the SEC. It's been a back-and-forth game against Florida. And here's Michael Gillislee.
Over the first 2 weeks, Michael Gillislee looks like an upper echelon SEC back. The Florida defense shutting out Texas A&M in the second half. They gave up all 17 points in the first half of that game.
You can see that game on ESPN right now. Here's what else is going on in the Big Ten, and including finals. Just a heartbreaker for Penn State, falling to Virginia 17-16. USC Syracuse, the number 2 team in the land. The Trojans have opened up a 21-3 lead in the third quarter. Let's get you out to exit 16W off the New Jersey Turnpike.
Driving toward the goal line. Syracuse players say touchdown. The officials say no.
Good job by Jerome Smith. Now he's a north-south guy hitting it up in there. T.J. McDonald beating him in a hole. It's a safety, setting him up just short, as you can see.
Second and goal, and he gets belted behind the line of scrimmage by Hayes Pollard.
Pollard on the blitz. When you block this, you got to be able to pick him up. He's in here in the middle. Take a look inside. He's going to come scot-free on a nice pinch. And what happens, Trudeau, number 55, has to come off his block and pick him up. Missed assignment. Pollard makes him pay.
Loss of a couple. Back near the 3. Under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Massive. Touchdown. Marcus Sales, a nice catch on a ball a bit behind him.
It all starts with the quarterback's feet and the excellent route by Marcus Sales. Watch him working on press coverage, a little juke outside, quick swim inside, easy pitch and catch.
Away from Torrin Harris. First touchdown of the day for the Orange. Second touchdown catch of the season for Marcus Sales. Had one in their opener last week against Northwestern. And Ross Krautman adds the extra point. Syracuse really needed a touchdown on that drive, and they got one as they go 78 yards.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by Chevy. From kickoff to the last yard, Chevy runs deep. Taco Bell, sometimes you gotta live Moss. And Dove Men Plus Care. Be comfortable in your own skin.
Photos of some of the USC greats. And among those in attendance tonight, Lynn Swann. Waited out the rain delay with the crowd here. Great wide receiver in the early 70s.
What do you think he would be thinking if I had a chance to play in the days of the spread offense and Lynn Swann's out there catching passes? I mean, just think the numbers he would put up. What a great player. Great pro.
So the lead for USC back down to 11 after Ryan Nassib responded, throwing his second interception of the day that led to a touchdown for USC. Nassib on the Syracuse touchdown drive, 4 out of 4 for 56 yards and